So here's something that we don't see or smell often, a banana-based fragrance. I looked at the note breakdown and I said, I gotta get myself a bottle of this. I wonder if it smells any good. And I also subconsciously made a comparison just by looking at the note breakdown alone to another really popular niche fragrance. So in my mind, I kind of wanted to see if that was true and the comparison was justified. In any case, I'm gonna be giving you my thoughts on this fragrance by Mint. It's called Meek Passion. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video, I do want to mention that if you're interested in picking up a bottle of this fragrance, you may do so at Fragrapedia House. That's where I acquired my bottle. Fantastic customer service, really fast shipping, a lot of niche and indie products to choose from, and a really wide selection of really interesting fragrances. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Meek Passion by Mint, and I tell you what I think about the smell, the performance, the longevity, all that good stuff, I do want to start things off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. It would really mean a lot to me. So I looked at the note breakdown. I saw that banana is one of the listed notes. And I'm thinking to myself, well, the last time I smelled a banana-based fragrance was with the Dua brand. And I know they have a banana one that kind of smells like those little candy bananas that you used to get in the quarter machines, where you kind of like put in the quarter, you turn the dial, and then it spits out a bunch of these synthetic, candied, sweet, hard, candies. Basically, that's not what this smells like. There is a realistic tonality to it, but I looked at the note breakdown and I saw pineapple, apple, bergamot, vanilla. I said, wait a second, this is going to be Redolessence with banana. I'm going to let you know what I think in that regard, and if I do find this to be similar to Redolessence in any way. But let's go ahead and start things off with a quick look at the presentation. So as soon as this fragrance opens up, you are going to get banana. It's actually quite strong in the opening, and it's a very realistic smelling banana, which I was quite pleasantly impressed by. And it's not something that you would imagine would work well with a lot of different smells. You think, what do I pair banana with? In this case, it's a lot of other fruit notes. It's pineapple, it's apple, it's bergamot, it's a little bit of lemon or lime, kind of like this citrusy combination. And I thought to myself, well, this is pretty good, right? So the banana in here, it's juicy, it's youthful, it's vibrant, it's a little whimsical, and I appreciate that. But it also has like this really, really nice redolent quality about it where it comes across, but it's not overpowering. So for me personally, I feel like it works in harmony with a lot of the other fruity notes that are in here, namely the apple and the citrus. Now, I thought about pineapple, and it's not a very juicy, bursting at the seams type of a pineapple. As a matter of fact, I'm not trying to circumvent what I was saying before. If I were to make a comparison to Redolessence, I think it's not really much of a comparison. I kind of thought or had that impression initially when I looked at the note breakdown. I said, uh-oh, apple, pineapple, bergamot, vanilla, this is going to be Redolessence. It actually smells nothing like Redolessence, which I'm very happy about. There is a bit of warmth, there is a bit of sweetness. At times it does smell like an ambery banana kind of a fragrance, but you give this one a chance to settle down, and it has a lot of really wonderful ingredients that start to come out with this particular fragrance. At times it's earthy, at times it's smooth, it's woodsy, it still has that sparkling fruitiness up on top. So the banana works really nice in here, and in terms of the spices that I mentioned before, you have a couple different notes in here. So you actually have cinnamon and cloves. So the cinnamon adds this sweet quality to the fragrance. The cloves really opens it up, kind of enhances the brightness of the composition, if I could say that. And I feel like that brightness is, paired up with the citrus very nicely. So a bit of that brightness is coming from that citrol, citronellol, linalool kind of a vibe in the opening. But then you also have the brightness of the eugenol kind of resting underneath everything else. So I really like that balance of bright on account of spice, bright on account of citrus. And I think this fragrance is very enigmatic. I think it's exuberant. I think it's kind of whimsical at times and capricious. You don't expect this one to kind of take the path that it does. And of course, with banana being, you know, the spotlighted note here, you don't expect that to work particularly well, but I think it's done very, very nicely in this fragrance. And it's definitely one of the more unique niche fragrances that I've tried. With that being said, I do think that on account of the vanilla and the sweeter notes and the bright citrus, the pineapple, the apple, this does have a bit of a compliment getting appeal about it. And I also consider this DNA to be quite versatile in terms of seasons, occasions, gender, so on and so forth. Anybody can wear this one, and I really do admire that about this fragrance. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, totally unique to me. I've tried many fragrances with pineapple and apple and a lot of these other familiar ingredients, and I had the initial impression that this might smell similar to one of those fragrances. That's not the case here. The banana, the cinnamon, the cloves, I mean, there's a deliciousness about it, but it's also quite practical. It's not fully gourmand. There's enough of some of those darker ingredients kind of working their magic in here as well. Overall smell, very pleasant. I can't imagine anybody having an aversion to this scent. In terms of the longevity, I got about 8+ hours on my skin. The projection was great for the first hour of application. It did radiate beyond an arm's length. There's a lot of citrus. There's a lot of tart, effervescent notes. It didn't become an elbow's length scent at hour 6. It became a skin scent right around hour 8. In terms of the versatility, I think this one can be worn in all seasons. I think if you had to choose one season not to wear it in, it would probably be the summer because of the vanilla and some of the darker notes and the spices, but I would probably say every season except for the summer. If you're wearing it indoors, wear it whenever you want. Perfectly unisex, great for anybody of any age, and I think this can be worn both formally and casually. Fragrapedia House does have it for a really good price. And in terms of the presentation, I love the presentation for this one. I've reviewed another fragrance from this brand already, so I kind of have showed or showcased this brand on my channel before, and I really do enjoy the presentation. My final verdict on this fragrance is if you are looking for a niche tier, sophisticated, banana-based fragrance, you just want to experience what's out there, you're looking for something novel, quirky, original, unique, something that's going to allow you to stand out, but something that also has a certain level of mass appeal about it, I would definitely check out Meek Passion by M.INT. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you took something of value from this video. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell icon, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.